from growers and manufacturers to distributors and retailers. The ultimate purpose of the food industry has been to deliver safe and hygienic food. To achieve these goals, a variety of food safety systems have been devised to ensure that the food produced, processed, and preserved for the consumption is indeed safe. The HACCP is the most well-known and widely used programs, both nationally and internationally. The HACCP is a management method that addresses food safety by analyzing and controlling the biological, chemical, physical, and even allergenic hazards from raw material production, procurement, and handling to final product, manufacturing, distribution, and consumption. Additionally, in order to govern the processing, preservation, and production of food, HACCP laid 7 principles upon which it is based upon. The first principle, which is hazard analysis, is critical in the processing and production of food. It entails a list of all the steps in the process, as well as a determination of where substantial dangers are most likely to occur. The second principle, which focuses on hazards prevention, reduction, and even elimination, is to identify the crucial control points. This is important because if control is lost, then it is likely that human health will be compromised. The establishment of critical limits is the third principle. Any biological, chemical, or physical parameter in food production can and must be controlled. Criteria most frequently used for critical limits are time, temperature, water activity, pH, preservatives, microbiological, and sensorial information. For example, in the production of fluid or whole egg product, pasteurization is a critical control point. The most crucial parameters, the critical limits, are the duration and the temperature of pasteurization. For example, the temperature that egg must be pasteurized at and the holding time. These time-temperature combinations are minimum critical limits that have been established to make sure that harmful microorganisms are destroyed. These critical limits help ensure that food products are safe. The fourth principle ensures that the critical control point is monitored during production. Monitoring involves systematically observing, measuring, and recording the most important factors needed for control during production. Continuous control using automated methods is best when continuous monitoring isn't possible. Regularly scheduled monitoring by trained personnel is needed. Quick, easy methods are best suited for monitoring so a problem can be identified and corrected immediately during food production processes. Record all monitoring data for future references. At times, it might be necessary to make adjustment to the CCP monitoring to ensure the food stays safe. Corrective action is established in the HACCP fifth principle. The HACCP team will determine the procedures that will be done to prevent potentially hazardous food from entering the food chain, as well as the steps required to rectify the situation. This usually entails identifying the issues as well as the efforts taken to ensure that they do not reoccur. After that, the sixth principle is about verification. It reveals whether or not identified food safety activities are actually getting completed. As part of the verification operations, the HACCP team may identify tasks such as CCP audits, record review, previous shipment review, instrument calibration, and product testing for the presence of the hazard of concern. The seventh and final principle is documentation, which is often referred to as the record keeping. It is an important part of the HACCP plan. They keep track of data that can be used to demonstrate how the team conducted the hazard analysis and show that the food was produced in a safe manner.